Good everyone, this is Yugla Fashion and you're welcome to my channel. So today we are learning how to make this maxi gown, and it can be worn in 3 different ways. So if you like, you can rock it maxi like this. You can see how lovely my model is looking in it. Then you can rock it in another because there is belt inside. So I'm going to try and tie the belts. So you can decide to tie the belt inside. So you can decide to rock it this way as well. Then the third way is you can remove the belt and so you can rock it this way. So whichever way you like. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, if you really gained anything from the video, please subscribe to my channel, like my video, and if you have any question concerning this, let's meet in the comment section. Thank you very much. So for this gown, it's going to be a maxi gown, and the only measurement I will need for this is the length of the gown and the shoulder measurement of my client. For the shoulder, you start from the midpoint of the neckline, then down to where you want the sleeve to end, because it's cut together with sleeve. So this one, it's going to end at 23, and I'm still going to add rubber to it. So this 23, I'll fold in 1.5 inch, then which means at the end of my sewing, everything will end at 21. Before I do my folding, I'll first measure the neckline. You know, this fabric is into 2 now, and the neckline of one side is 23. So I'm going to, I'm still going to fold this into 4 because our body part is often divided by 4. So which means 42, 23 times 2 will give me 46. So that I will not need to readjust it after placing it on the floor. That's why I'm measuring the 46 at first. Then I'll fold it back into 4 places. You know, it was initially 2. Then I can now set it on the floor. Ensure there's no folding in between. Now I'll measure the length of my client, which is 59 inches. Then the length of this fabric is 60, so I'll use the remaining 1 inch for my folding. So after that, I'll measure the shoulder to the sleeve that I measured earlier. You know, I started from the midpoint of the neckline. So, and that I measured 23. So the 23, I have shown you how I folded this part. So the 23 inches is what I'll measure now. So I've measured the 23 inches. This is the 23 inches. Then let me just cut it out first. So now, after cutting that part out, I'll cut the neckline. So for this neckline, I'll first cut the 2 together, then separate the back from the front. So for the neckline, let me shift it down a bit. So for the neckline, I'll measure 3 by, the width will be 3 inches. Then because I'm cutting both front and back together, I'll measure 1 inch for the length. Then cuff it out. Then I will notch the middle part. So for the sleeve, I'll first measure 2 inches. then slant it to the neckline. So now after tucking the 2 inches, I slant it to the neckline, then I'll trim it, I'll cut it out. So after that, I'll measure where I want the sleeve, the hand to come out from. So because I'm still going to fix in rubber inside, so I'll make it 11 inches, depending on how wide you want it to be. It's just like what I'm wearing. So I'm still going to fix in rubber inside. Then I will notch that part out. So I'll separate the front from the back. So I'm using this for the front. Now after that, the front, I'm coming down by 6 inches for the front, but it's going to have V shape. So I'll cut facing for the two, for both front and back. For the facing, I folded the remaining fabric into two. So, and I placed the front bodies on it. So I'm cutting the same measurement out of it, but I ended it just few inches above the neckline. Ended it few inches below the neckline. Now I've placed back my front bodies on the floor. So because I planned using belts inside this maxi gown, the belt is not visible outside. So now what I'll do is I'll measure the half length of my client just for the belt. So the half length is 18 inches. So I'm chalking it on the wrong side of the fabric. So it's just 18 inches. Then I want the belt to start where after nipple to nipple. So the nipple to nipple is 8 inches. So I'm adding 2 inches to it, which is 10. So this is where I'm fixing my belt on this 10 inches. So I will chalk both front and both sides for the two sides of these front bodies. So it's even reflecting on the other side as well. So you can see it now. So I'm going to fix in one belt here and the other here. So for the belt, I've added my paper stitch to my facing. So I'm going to stitch both the facing and the neckline of my gown together. So now after stitching the neckline, I will notch the neckline. Then I want to top stitch the neckline. So after ironing the neckline, I've stitched the belt. So now to stitch it to the line I measured, to the line I chalked out. Now I said it's going to be inside. So this is the inside and this is the right side. After stitching the belts, I've stitched the two belts. I'll join the neckline. This is the back side. So I'll join both shoulders together. Now I've sewn the shoulder. Now join the sides together. I said I notched one the side where the hand is coming out from. So I'll join this side together. I'm starting from where I notched down. I'm just stitching like half inch down, half inch down. I'm done joining the side together. Now for the now I'll fold the 1 inch inside where I'm going to pass my rubber. The sleeve. So this is the half inch rubber I'm going to use. So I'll cut 10 inches, 10 inch, 10 inches rubber. I'm cutting two of this because it's for the two sleeves. And this is the safety pin I'm going to use for it. I'm going to use to pass it inside the sleeve. So I left opening here at the shoulder, I mean at the armhole.